Hello YouTube. So this video is going to be part of a series which is not super not super scripted, not very edited, or not very well thought out. In this series, I'm just going to speak my mind, and I'm just going to speak about topics that are going through my head at that particular moment. And one of the things that I've been recently thinking about is the fact that I'd never used to pray as a teenager, or up until like 3 or 4 years ago. I truly was not consistent with my prayers, and how different I used to feel back then. Like, I truly believe that my life was chaotic, and not in a spontaneous way, or not in a way where exciting things used to happen, but in a way that everything about my life was a mess back then. I was disorganized. I had no long-term plan. I was not consistent with things. And how a lot of that had to do with me not having some sort of structure, some sort of structure in my life, yeah. And how that has changed significantly. How prayers have brought on a structure in my life. Like, think about the Muslim prayers. They are like, you have 5 daily prayers in a day, and they are at different times of the day. And that in itself provides so much structure to your life. Okay, now okay, you have a prayer coming up. Let's get organized, and let's disconnect from the world. Let's remember your true purpose. I know this doesn't sound much, but as a young person, you certainly need that anchor holding you down. Otherwise, you're just going to be lost. You're going to be lost in the chaos of the world. Waking up whenever you want, sleeping whenever you want, and not having any sort of organization, not having any sort of pattern in your life. And that's a life that sounds fun, or could be fun for a couple of days or weeks, but over time you realize that sort of existence, it just makes you deeply, deeply unhappy and keeps you unfulfilled. But there's something about prayers. You feel refreshed. You feel reconnected with God. You feel rejuvenated. So back then, as a kid, or as a teenager, not really a kid, prayers used to seem like this chore that I have to perform, this massive task, and I have to drag myself to perform them. However, being consistent with my prayers now, I've realized that this is something that I look forward to. And I don't mean this in a holier than thou way. Like, I'm not the perfect Muslim by any stretch of the imagination. But prayers now have this rejuvenating effect. Like, when you do wuzu, you wash your face and you're like disconnected from the world, and you are actually asking Allah for help. It has a very rejuvenating effect on me. Perhaps because I've experienced the depths of hell by not praying for long periods of time, and I've seen how that erodes the moral fabric of your soul, and how depressed and how lonely you get. And yeah, sometimes I think you need to experience hell in order to value the tool that prayers provide, in order to value how important prayers really are. Sometimes you have to go and witness hell yourself before you actually start believing in the powers of prayer. It could maybe be down to the way I was taught how to pray. I think, looking back as a kid, I wasn't taught how to build that spiritual connection with the Creator, with Allah, and truly, truly think of Allah, and truly, truly understand what is going on, or what is the true purpose of prayer, and what are the other domains of my life that prayers can impact. I wasn't taught how to pray that way. It was just that, this is the form, do this, do that, say this, repeat this, and bam, bam, it's done. So even though I was performing those movements, I truly was not connected to them. I didn't understand the significance of them. It's only now, as a 26-year-old man, that I realize how significant these prayers actually are. So that is the end of rant. Hope you enjoyed it.